Well, hey everybody, it's a Bullet Brawl, and I accidentally just sought a game, and I've already got our first title player matchup of the game. I accidentally did it. You can tell because I'm down 17 seconds, so I'm not kidding when I say it was an accident. You can see. I wouldn't lie to you about that. Actually, I would lie to you about that, but I'm not lying right about it right now. So you have my word. You have my word. Playing a GM here, GM Yuri 88. We've never had the pleasure, I don't think. But who are we kidding? Would I remember who I played yesterday? Probably not. Oh, he played Bishop C4. That was harsh. I played a 4, assuming it had to be Knight C4, right? He just played Bishop C4. He was just losing a piece. LOLs, right? LOLs, and I'm already down significant time. So this game is, we're going to chalk this one up to a highly unlikely victory. It's not going to happen. Not gonna work here anymore. So yeah, gonna lose this one. But okay, we'll play this guy again, even though it was an accident that we're even playing right now. Okay, let's resign. Let's resign and restart. Hi everybody, it's a Bullet Brawl. Hey, I'm Danny. Let's run this thing back one more time. Introductions needed. I joined a little meat tornado today. Somehow it looks like my settings in live are closed. I'm gonna go check. Real quick, everybody. I want to keep playing this guy. All right, let's play this guy first, and then we're going to figure out what's going on, okay? Hello? I just accepted your rematch. No, you're not interested? Okay. Let's go try to figure out what's going on in the settings here and why I'm not getting multiple games on, challenges from anyone. Huh. Bugtown. Because I have everything set up correctly. Nope, it's not a rating setting. But I'll make it that way so that we can get everybody. But that's not it. Oh. Oh, that's it. It was the rating range. Here comes a whole bunch of challenges just like that. Let's go back to the settings, and I mean, because we don't want to discriminate against people below, right? It's a Bullet Brawl. Everybody's welcome, right? We don't want to discriminate below anybody. But before, that rating range wasn't ever affecting it. So that's the truth. Anyway, welcome everybody to the Bullet Brawl. Forgive the slightly rough start, slightly animated start. We're rocking and rolling, and we are taking on all comers. You can get at me via chess.com/TV, and some of our helpful team members will let me know your username there. You can get at us via twitch.tv/chess if you let us know your username. New system trying to really open the door so that if you're, letting us know your username without spamming, hey now, you be a good boy or girl, whatever you're into. Don't spam, but I'll try to stay aware of some consistently featured usernames. Obviously, you can tweet at me, which is a nice way to get my attention. Otherwise, just challenge me. We're going to try to take on everybody. I'm going to really try to remember that with every game, a little bit of analysis will be had so that everyone takes home something educational today. I'm like the Oprah of people getting educational things today. You get a pony, you get a pony, you get a pony, everybody gets a pony. Pony being education. You get it. All right, well, I'm kind of irritated now that GM just jumped on me when I was weak, right? I mean, I had 17 seconds spotting him, and then he left the chat. So if he wants a piece of this, he's welcome to come right back. But let's take on Mr. Adam Hurwitz, who has been a consistent tweeter, almost a little too consistent, Adam. You're riding a thin line with me, buddy. No, I'm kidding. You're doing great. You're just doing what you think is right. Okay, so Adam Hurwitz is a consistent tweeter and a very active premium member. He's probably a new premium member, right? He's in that honeymoon stage right now where he just recently upgraded to the diamond membership, and he's pretty convinced right now that chess.com is the greatest thing ever. A lot like when you first start a new relationship, right? You're in that honeymoon stage. You're like, where has she been all my life? Before you know it, she steals your cat. Did that happen to me? I don't know. Okay? I'm not going to talk about it. All right? But first of all, if you know anything about me, you know that that's a made up story because I don't like cats. Never have, never will. Yeah, I'm a dog person. That doesn't make me less than you. Just because you think that you have a cat, that doesn't make you better than me because what, cats are smarter than dogs? I hate pretentious cat people. I mean, I got to be honest about that. It's like, don't tell me why cats are better than dogs. All right. I'm not a dog person over a cat person because I think you're wrong that you have a cat. It's literally just allergies with me. I mean, I have no choice. It's allergies. No one cares about my issues with animals. So I should probably just focus on the game. But don't be pretentious. Let's just beat this guy real quick. Let's beat this guy real quick. Let's pre-move our way to victory. You know what I'm talking about, right? Pre-moving our way to victory. Push, 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 push. No hope for you, man. No hope for you. Ain't no party like a pawn promotion party, because a pawn promotion party makes queens. Can we do some kind of really fancy checkmate here, or should we just end the game? Okay. Well, I would like there to be. I know what you're thinking. Don't stalemate him, Danny. It's not gonna happen. All right, not gonna happen. All right, I'm trying to find a fancy way to checkmate. That would be the bees. Right. She stole my heart and my cat. That's what happens in a new relationship. You're in a honeymoon phase right now, Adam Hurwitz, but before you know it, you know, chess.com's diamond membership is actually it's always a pretty good thing. It's a if you're going to commit to a long-standing relationship, we're kind of like an 8. Like we're definitely like, we're really up there. We're good looking, we're smart, right? We're not overly dependent, right? We get along with your sister, right? We're definitely bring home to mom and dad material. So if you're talking diamond membership, and I could be totally wrong. Adam could have been a diamond member for years, but I just get that feeling that Adam is a new diamond member. Anyway, let's take a look at what happened in Adam's game. So he starts out with d4 early, which is fine. Normally, if you're going to play this move order, it's because you have other intentions in mind. One thing that's funny if you play knight f3 is I do have the option to play e5 now, which, fun fact, if you take it, loses the pony. So be careful. Don't fall for that trick. But what you can do if someone ever commits this, hoping to catch you sleeping, you can just play c3, and now you'll get a Smith-Morra gambit where e5 having been extended is it's actually a fine line for black, but potentially I have these like long-term positional issues on the light square, so I would play see, somehow I knew it. Adam Hurwitz just confirmed he's a new diamond. How do I know that? Because I've been doing this for 7 years. That's how I know. I don't know how I knew. And I had no other inside information. I just got the feeling that Adam was a little too frisky, right? No. Welcome, Adam, welcome to the club, diamond membership. We are totally take home to mom and dad material. This relationship here, this isn't going to be just a honeymoon thing. All right, this is a long-term relationship that you're going to be into for a while. All right, we're going to provide each other with emotional stability, challenge each other's personality weaknesses, but not in a way that that's really uncompromising either. This is a relationship that has potential. Me and you, the diamond membership. Okay, so if I play e5, buddy, now you can put the bishop on c4. You've got light square things to do, for the rest of the game, so you can do that. But okay, so in the game, I didn't want to do that. I just decided let him take back on d4. We'll go into a regular Sicilian. But bishop g5, bishop b5 check is a mistake because there's really nothing good that's going to come out of this. This is not a Rui Lopez, all right? If you're going to play bishop b5 check, you have to play the Rossalimo, which is, knight f3, and now on both knight to c6 or d6, you can play bishop to b5, which is either the Moskva variation or the Rossalimo, respectively. And even here, it's not something I would recommend to most amateur players because you're probably playing it because it makes you feel comfortable. It relates to a Ruy Lopez. But if you don't really know what you're doing, all you're going to do with the bishop on b5 is either lose the bishop pair or invite me. Like if you don't lose the bishop pair, you're going to invite me to play a6 and b5 and get compensation on the queen side, which is what I want in a Sicilian. So it's just not something I recommend. And here, after knight d7, it's exactly what I said it would be. You're either going to give me the bishop pair early, which the earlier you give somebody the bishop pair, the worse it is for you, FYI. Because now they know right away that they're aiming for open positions. They're not afraid to dynamically create tension in the pawn structure because they're okay with tactics, right? And it's not to say the bishop pair just wins. I'm saying the bishop pair is seen as a slight advantage because even at a high level, it's much harder to dictate a position and to keep the tension closed than it is to allow tactics to happen, correct? So that's why you don't just want to go give up the bishop pair willy-nilly. It's just bad business. I know I got a million challenges coming at me, and I see everybody here on Twitter. I got it. First time, long time watcher, first time caller, Pincher 90. I got you, Tresper. I got you on Twitter. Brown Dog 9894. That's weird. I got you on Twitter. I got everybody. So don't go anywhere. By the way, I have to give one verbal shout out. Matt, our man Kirkwood, is going to be talking about this in the Twitch channel and the chess.com TV, but this isn't a shameless plug. This is if you're watching the show, by definition, I'm allowed to do a little self-promotion because, hey, why else would you be listening to an idiot with a microphone who happens to be good at chess, right? That's a you problem. So, the Bullet Brawl archives and the chess rivals are still completely free to everybody, but they're now on youtube.com/Daniel Rensch, my personal channel. Why? Because the chess.com channel, we have so much content and so many people doing things. Awesome news videos from Peter Doggers when he's on site interviewing Aronian, and then interviews Magnus, and Magnus is like, whatever, right? Because he's mad that he just drew. The YouTube channel's got so much going on. The chess.com channel is still under my management. I'm not leaving the company or anything, but the personal videos we've now put on youtube.com/Daniel Rensch. So go there and subscribe if you're like, hey, where's the Bullet Brawls? That's where they are. All right. We haven't taken them from you. Just go get them over there. All right, here we go. So knight d7 was played, and sure enough, as I said, Adam did this, and he just gave me the bishop pair. I'm super happy about this. And now, okay, I can play a dragon. I could also just play a Scheveningen structure if I wish. But what really matters is that black already has an easy middle game. And if you're going to castle long, you can't just castle long and decide you're going to checkmate somebody, all right? You got to develop an attack in a way that makes sense against the structure, which is like f3, g4, and h5. And, giving up the bishop so early, and I already gained time to start my own pawn storm, my own minority attack. You're kind of headed for a position that pretty easy for black to play. Definitely you should put the knight on d5, maybe. I mean, sometimes there's tactics that are a little irritating, like if knight d5, chop, chop. You have to be aware of moves like this, which are a double attack. And I'll take that pawn. Papa Bear's greedy. But okay, you played knight here, I played queen here, and then you got weird, right? What'd you do? You played c4 or something, right? I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention. No, you played c3 and I took. And then played bishop a4, and then things got weird. So, all right, man. Hopefully you learned a lesson about not developing the bishop to b5. Don't give up the bishop pair early, everybody. If you're going to give up the bishop pair, do it later on in a middle game where it makes strategical sense. You're doubling your opponent's pawns, or, there's something key about the center you want to take away a knight. Or a nimzo inning is an opening where you give up the bishop pair, but you're getting this long-term, compensation against the pawn. So that's one tip we learned from Adam here, and we welcome Adam to the Diamond Membership Club. All the people that are watching this who aren't Diamond members, you're missing out on a good thing here. This is an open relationship. Now it's getting weird. This is an open relationship between me and Adam, and you are all invited to come and play with us. Danny, focus. Danny, focus. Don't go down that road, Danny. Don't go down that road. There are children here. Okay, accept. Mr. Andramack, welcome. Welcome to the party, buddy. Welcome to the party. Hey, you know what? It's a 1-1 thing we're doing. Let's do the first bullet simal of the day. You know what? Dreams happen when you take risk. Please tell me that the auto-switching thing was fixed, though, because I don't have any chance if I don't get the auto-switch on. Although somehow I said that before and I actually won. I don't see Dark Knight, whatever he is, 17 or something, still hasn't moved from what I can see. So I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he moved. Yes, auto switch is on. I think. No, see, look at that. Auto switch works for a moment, everybody. It works when the first move is made, Matt. Pro tip or a bug, you can repeat the bug report if you want. It's still not automatically switching when it's your move as it's supposed to. So that means I'm in for trouble here. I'm double multitasking. It's not pulling up the game when it's my move. I have to physically change my game tab, which is just takes that much more of an effort. They're like, Danny, do we want to hear your excuses? In this case, you might actually see, and then sometimes it works. So obviously the logic is inconsistent still. So it's working sometimes, it's not at other times. Trying to pre-move so that wait. Notice it pulled me back to the board when I pre-moved. That's actually incorrect. Matt, stat guy, report that, buddy. It shouldn't pull me back just because it played my move. It like pulled it back when it was on a pre-move. Okay, what's going on? Okay, good. He hasn't moved yet. Pawn. Back that thing up. Let's bring this bishop out to g4. Has he moved? He has moved. Okay. 36 seconds, 27 seconds. I'm in bad shape here. This is bad shape. This is, even though I don't know how I won that other one, but this is not going to work out well for Papa Bear here. I can't quite seem. I'm taking risks now. I'm making ill-advised pre-moves. Ill-advised pre-moves to avoid losing on time. And this is the anti kind of game you want to play in a bullet simul. Papa Bear is likely going down here. Wait a second. How is this? No, he tricked me because he knew I was pre-moving. You sly. That was like evil, man. That was evil. That was not even. He did that on purpose because he knew I was like pre-moving because I was like worried about time. But so he purposely played rook takes b2, just losing the rook. Right? What a filthy head. What a filthy head. You kind of deserve to lose now, bro. You kind of... White won on time. This is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. All right, it's going to be a draw, right? Can I do anything? Oh, that was silly of him. He doesn't know that the other game was over. Look at that. He gets his karma right there. You know what that's called? That's called instant karma. Okay? He got his karma because he didn't know the other guy had already lost and that he had no chance. Or the other guy had already won, excuse me. Because now it's just a 1-1 like bullet fest and the game is just easily winning. Right? Red Rover. He didn't know. He didn't know. And for that, Dark Knight, you get to be the first bell ring of the day, because that's called karma, buddy. You took advantage of a good man. Where did he take advantage? I'll show you where he took advantage. I'm talking about right around here, where he knew that I was struggling with the auto switch, and he played. And I was nervous. I don't know if if anybody's paying attention, that I was nervous before I played rook to c8. I was like, I was nervous that he was going to do it. And sure enough, I had already pre-moved rook c8. So he played rook takes b2, and I had already pre-moved rook c8. So anybody, if anybody saw that, that's for real. But hey, Dark Knight, you got what was coming to you, buddy. And Andra Mac, you know what? Congratulations, but not really, all right? I mean, whatever. As soon as we get this auto-switching thing fixed in V3, I'm going to be happy cat right here. Happy cat. Real frustrated. Frustrating. How did I ever win that bullet simul before? That was 1-0. That was 1-0, and it was insane. And I was switching, That's right. It was crazy. All right, here we go. We got Philip underscore PCP. We won't let the kids know what that might stand for. I know. I got you, tweeters. I got you. I'm going to look for your guys' usernames next. Thanks for coming at me, tweeters. Deep Hydra, I see you're a new tweeter. Arnold Side, JC, Charito, too many consonants for me to worry about how I'm pronouncing it. So let's get going. Oh, wait. Bullet simuls don't require instructive analysis, all right? So I haven't broken my pack to you. But this game will involve some instructional analysis. I promise you that. Bullet simuls they're kind of like winning bullet simuls is like the unicorn. You know what I mean? Or what is it? Isn't there? What does that mean again when somebody does something rare? It's like the triple hat or something like that. They do something weird, but this one is just a bucket of fun. Pre-move everything on F1 and up. No soup for you, buddy. Denied access. Now we're going to come up here so that we can work our way into another pre-move scenario. We love pre-moving, but we don't want to stalemate him. So how are we going to checkmate him? Let's find a really fancy checkmate here. How do we do that? I'm sure there's a fancy checkmate. I just haven't seen it yet. Darn it. Now I'm going to blow it, huh? Well, there's plenty of time. He wants me to stalemate him. Not happening. Not happening. This is kind of fancy. No, it's not fancy. Don't kid yourself, Dan. Not fancy. He resigned one move from checkmate. That guy's a pro right there. He didn't want the bell to be rung. He just denied me my favorite pastime. Couldn't ring his bell. But let's back up and see what actually happened in this game. What? Took away the wrong game. Took away the wrong game, but we can open it back up real quick. We know the fans want to review that game, right, and learn something? So let's open it back up. Flip the board. No, that's not what that is. There's no easy flip board button, Matt. That's really good. Clear board, set position, compute. There's no easy flip board button, and I should be on bottom. Whenever you start analysis, you should always be on bottom, whether you're white or black. Timestamp it. Hey, give me Vaughn. All right, timestamp it. I should be on bottom regardless of what color I am, and there should be an easy flip board button in analysis mode, which there is not. So, but it's not always there. It's one of those visual bugs where it's like it's not always there. Anyway, but it's still a bug to not put you at the bottom. You should always be at the bottom, whether you're white or black. That's still a bug. All right, so what was going on in this structure here? This was an interesting... So it started out with a nimzo. He played bishop d2. Maybe not the best developing move against the nimzo. But sometimes the best way to take advantage of that is you just transpose directly into a Queen's Gambit declined, because in a Queen's Gambit declined, everyone... in a Queen's Gambit declined, the bishop would never voluntarily go to d2, right? I mean, if the structure was d5 already, after bishop g5, now white is pinning the knight, putting tension on d5. This is a happy place for the bishop. d2 is not a very happy place. So one quick way to just slightly kind of take advantage of this is to transpose into a QGD. He knew what he was doing here, though, Philip. I mean, he tried to play on the C file. He understood that the C file was open. It was a structure. And, G3 seems a little awkward, but then again, maybe knight C6 threw him off. Probably my best is to play C6 and to, develop into a more traditional orthodox structure. Knight D7, rook E8, knight goes back to F8, right? So, let's say something like this, and if he plays more like a traditional sort of QGD, we get a game like this, where, white has trying to play on the queen side, the minority attack, and I'm trying to bring pieces over to the king side, use my open e file. Maybe I put a pony on e4, right? That would have been a more traditional way for this game to go. But I started things weird with knight to c6, which isn't really a big mistake here. Normally, blocking the c pawn in a queen's pawn led center is a mistake. I'll say that again: blocking the c pawn in a queen's pawn led center. But in this case, it's not ever going to be permanent. I played knight c6. I'm going to play the knight to e7, sort of a similar route, and I can always play c6 later. So NBD. I took on c3 and played 94. I don't know why I did that. Probably not the best, but really the game started to unravel as soon as he played knight h4. I think he had the idea of moving this knight, and he wanted to play f3 and fork my bishop and knight. It makes sense. It's a good idea, but this is a little bit of a panic bullet move. You know, just play knight to e1, and then prepare to play for f3 that way, and he would have had a better position. All right, so we got some other challengers coming in. I'm going to try to work my way through the list of tweeters and twitch.tv/chess users, as well as the chess.com TV users. So we got a username right now coming at us from Twitch, known as Wrigley Dog. Wrigley Dog, welcome. I'm going to try to scroll through all my challenges here and see if I can see your username. But full disclosure, right? Let's get real. If I see somebody who also tweeted at me first, so whichever username I see first, I'll take first. A lot of challengers here. No. So I don't see Wrigley Dog. All right, we'll take Arnold's side because that's a username I recognize from Twitter. So we'll go with that. Arnold, welcome. Thanks for tweeting at the username. We got another Nimzo. Similar kind of structure. Similar kind of thing. Now we have a Zamish. This is old school goodness. Okay, normally if you're going to voluntarily play a3 and let me take and double your pawns, you don't want to play knight f3 and slow down your kingside attack. Why? I'll feed you, baby birds. Coming up in just a second. You're like, oh my gosh, I have to figure out what he's talking about. I'm going to tell you that white is actually already lost here. Like, I'm not even exact. It's just over. And it's because of the positional mistake of, blocking your kingside play when you've created these horrible weaknesses on the queen side. In the Nimzo, if you're going to play the Zamish, you have to be really aggressive and know what you're doing. Sure. Let's keep it going here. I'm trying to finish my coffee right now, Arnold. You're really not helping. All right? Got to finish my coffee before it gets cold. You're playing... Oh, wait, it's 1-1, right? I got some time. Let's see. Let's free the back rank. Oh, wait, that was a blunder. I just gave the pawn back. Oh, well, he didn't realize he got the pawn back, though. Miscalculated on the number of attackers and defenders there. He's still a little worse in the endgame, but that was just me not paying attention. The most instructive part of this game is kind of already passed because he was lost out of the opening. So we'll back up again and take a look at that, as already promised. Push. Don't mind if I do. Push again. Push. Okay, how do we want to win this? We got to give this check over here. E3 check didn't amount to anything, so we'll just go. We'll go get the F pawn or the D pawn first. Be better. Wrong way. Wrong way. Ah, look at Arnold. What a classy guy. He knows how much I love ringing that bell. Thank you, Arnold. Thank you for being you. Now you're going to get some fresh knowledge, fresh out the kitchen, right? It's the remix to Ignition. It's hot and fresh out the kitchen. Nimzo taken on c3. Now we got double pawns missing, right? We're going to build up on c4 before he knocks on the door of the freaking kingside. We got to, I don't know. This is just, I don't know. I just go with it. Okay, so here's the deal. The Zamish is not really as popular as it used to be. You're aggressively forcing me to do what I'm already intending to do. The only way you can justify that against someone who knows how to perform the surgery against the queenside double pawns is to be really aggressive with your big center and your bishop pair. Okay? That's the only way you can justify it. Now, the uh, the more popular ways to play like a similar structure these days are one with E3, like maybe be a little more flexible first, like just don't go all the way for it. Or Shirov played F3 for a long time, and I still see that played at the top levels from time to time. Um, F3 has a very clear intention. You know, you want to play E4, get a massive center. You don't care about the double pawns, and hopefully you're going to get an attack. But okay, F3 has some clear dubious drawbacks, right? It takes away the developing square of the knight, and you know, so if Black plays D5, among other things, C5 is also a really sharp line. You know, these games can become a real mess, so wouldn't recommend it if you don't know the theory. But let's go into A3 and at least highlight why knight F3 was such a critical mistake. So in the game, I took on c3, and I castled. I could have also played c5 first. But after knight f3 and c5, let's go through what happened in this game where you tried to just develop naturally. But in this position, you already are not going to have enough resources to guard this pawn. I'm not ever going to play d5 and help you undouble it. So, like, let's say that even if you commit, like, everybody, right? You play knight d2, and you know you really try to commit everybody to being able to guard this, you're not going to be able to guard it. I'm only going to bring more people to attack c4, and at the right time I will take, just to make sure I win this pawn. Plus the knight on d2, which was the only way for you to hold it, is blocking this bishop, which is also dysfunctional if you ever want to get an attack on the king side. It's just not good to play knight f3. And so what are you supposed to get? What you're supposed to get is this. You're supposed to get e3, okay? And after c5, bishop d3, things like b6, knight e2, knight here, castles. And the difference between this position and the other one is now you have a sequence of moves that you can play that immediately establish threats on the king side, and they don't allow me to just buckle down and focus here. So e4 is played, which threatens bishop g5. Usually black plays knight e8 to kind of remove that idea. And now there's a number of things you can do, but F4 is a pretty tasty way to go. If you don't know the game, you know, one of the key stem games in the historical sort of evolution of this line would be Geller-Uwe, 1953, Zurich International. Lots of other games since then too, but F4 is these days also often met with F5. So F4 can be kind of like, hey, don't do that. What's the line they play these days too? There's also D5 and then E5, and you're actually trying to like sack the pawn to permanently cause development problems. So that's another way to do it. Without going into making this an all-out theory, nimzo theory lecture, what I'll say is this. The main thing that you can learn from this game as far as your understanding of this structure and this position is that the positional weaknesses on the queen side are for real, okay? And they are going to lose you the middle game if you don't get compensation on the king side. Like, that's going to happen in every nimzo against anybody who knows what they're doing. This plan of c5, crippling them on these squares, followed by the exact thing I did. Knight up, bishop comes up, knight comes to a5, and you're really not going to be able to buckle down and defend. Not that you even want to do that, right? It's kind of a lame way to play. So you have to know what you're doing on the king side to justify this line. That's the main thing. And one thing you don't want to do is put your minor pieces in front of your E and F pawns, preventing you from rolling the space on the king side, which is your best way to get compensation. So that would be the way I would summarize it quickly without getting into all the theory of the specifics of what you can do later on, because it's not really relevant. All right, we got lots of others still. We got Twitch users, we got Chess TV users, Pincher90. I see you. I know you've been lobbying to get a game. I get it, buddy. But I don't see your username here. That's the thing. Like, I get spam with challenges, and I can't see everybody. Yeah, I don't see your username here, so I'm going to look for the next username I recognize. Fintry Sham, I'm declining you. I don't recognize your name. I'm not declining you because I don't love you. That's not what this is about. It's never about love. There we go. Arminius21, welcome. Thank you for tweeting at me. Thank you for following the show on Twitch and chess.com TV. And let's do this. We have an open center, accelerated dragon, early a6. Okay, I could have also played c4 there. Get a Maroczy bind structure. That's one way to take advantage of that. Now things are getting weird, and I think he has to be very careful here now. He's already kind of misstepping allowing knight d5 with tempo, and things just got real bad real quick. It's a good lesson of how quickly you can lose in a Sicilian if you're misplacing your pieces, because this one's already over. Too many rooks, not enough time. Hashtag title of your autobiography. What'd you do wrong? This was a quick lesson. I hate that when I click the moves, it doesn't just close that box. So a6 is fine, but you know if you're gonna play a knight orf, play d6 and play a6, right? Knight to c6 and then a6 is a little bit of a weird move order. It does invite me to play c4 because you're not putting pressure on the e pawn. So if I want to get that space advantage and play for a little more of a positional bind, I can do that here. But okay, just developing the knight to c3 makes sense. And knight d5 right away is already an option, but why do it if I don't have any follow-up, right? It's just loss of a tempo. You'll go back, and now you're going to kick me out. But after bishop e3, now there's like real consequences to letting my knight into d5. So at this moment, you just had to be aware of it. Play e6, which, by the way, would have put you into more of a standard Taimanov. This position is completely well-known theory, and there's nothing wrong with anything you've done here. So e6 would have been fine, but you played g6, and the game was already pretty much over. Could you have played queen a5? Was that maybe... Possibly it was a last chance decision, but I think if I play b4, you're still running into some serious problems. So okay. Sorry. Not really. All right. Looking for more usernames. Oh, there's Cresper. Hey, Cresper. You were one of the first tweeters of the day. Welcome to the show, buddy. Welcome, Cresper. I assume it's Cresper because Tresper, I mean, that's just being mean to people, right? Tresper. Ah, there's Pincher90. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? You've been the long-time watcher, first-time challenger. All right, well, Tresper's clearly watching this show, so he's going to have a big disadvantage in terms of time. So I really want to invite that Bullet Simal, but that experience of having to switch tabs is really not a fun one. So inviting the Bullet Simal now just seems like a bad idea. This is an interesting way to play, by the way, these early bishop outlines in the Taimanov. But, okay, now these lines are good for white. You've given up the dark square bishop without any real compensation for it. I wish I could do something nasty already, but I don't think I can, so I'll just castle. We'll bring the bishop around to c5 if he lets us. Yes, we shall. And now we've established dominance on the dark squares. That king will be in the center for a long time. I'm going to play f4, establish e5, and then put my knight on e4. This is the calling my shot version of the show. Unless, wait, do I have something even better? Should I just take now? Knight e4, knight takes f4, knight d6 check. He moves the king. That seems to win a significant amount of material, so why go for the pawn when the dark squares are calling my name? Recognition of your opponent's permanent weaknesses will lead to better tactical decisions, right? Instead of thinking you're just going to fall into a good tactical trick. You know, attack what's weak already in your opponent's position, and then you shall be rewarded. I feel like a prophet right now, right? All right, well, this is fun. Let's take more pawns. Let's pre-move. Actually, maybe he'll play knight e7, yeah. So let's build up instead. Take and bake. Bring the bishop out. Oh, I wanted to mate him. I wanted something good. Something real nice. Tell you what, I'm going to tell you what. Here it comes. I'm going to get that h-pawn. Going to be h7 checkmate. It's going to be a real nice mate if he lets me get it. Oh, man. Oh, man. Never lets me get checkmate when I want to. He never lets me get checkmate when I want to. Except right there. Boom. Welcome. Welcome. All right, let's look for the next tweet. Oh, wait, no, we promised analysis on every game. I know that means we're getting to less people today, but I'm trying to make this more of an experience you can take home to the kids, right? You know, take home to mom and dad and say, hey, look what I learned today, right? I don't just waste my life living in your basement watching chess shows, all right, Mom? I learned something today, all right? So bishop to b4 is a line in the Taimanov. One of the sharper ways that it happens is this way with knight f6. Fun fact about this line, again, e5 not possible because of a trick we've seen before in Sicilians. Queen a5 check wins a pawn. So I can't play e5, I naturally defend, and now bishop b4, brings a little more heat to the table, right? Because you're threatening knight takes e4, the knight is pinned to the king. If I play some sort of simple ugly move, you'll play d5, and you're instantly equalizing in this position, striking in the center, feeling really good. So if you like these bishop b4 time on-off lines, I suggest you learn the knight f6 line on move 4, followed by bishop b4. Pro tip. Knight to c6 and bishop b4 also fine and playable, but okay, so after I play knight here, even if you defend the d6 square or play something like this where I'm not going to voluntarily go there anymore instead of what you did in the game with a6, I like these lines for white. I can even play a3, just force a really simple exchange where I've won the bishop pair. I'm going to have my long-term advantages on the dark squares. This is a comfortable edge for white. So there you go. That would be what I would recommend if you're into these bishop b4 lines, okay? So what you did in the game was also fine, but if you're playing the Taimanov, which inherently is already like the riskiest structure in the Sicilian, because you're creating this sort of Swiss cheese pattern, right? The cheese you see on Tom and Jerry. Hold, 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 hold. By the way, no Swiss cheese actually looks like that, probably because it's manufactured in a lab. Hashtag gross, right? But so you're creating these risky, potentially weak color complex because you're moving every other pawn. And so giving up the bishop that's critical to those squares is going to come with some risk no matter what. Anyway, so that's what I would say as something you can learn from this game here. And now after knight f6 here, you really didn't have a choice. Maybe I have something better. I don't know. Is there something better for me than what I did? I don't think so. I mean, this feels pretty simple for white. I have the bishop pair. I have a pretty good edge. h6 was a good move, but now I recognize I'll go this way. Probably you needed to play d6. And here, okay, here you would have been, this would have been much more of a game. Now we have a game where white's better. I have the bishop pair. The d6 pawn will be a weak pawn in the file, but this was playable for you. As soon as you didn't play d6 and let me get bishop to c5 check is when things really started to unravel. So there you go. Next song. Who we got? We've got all kinds of people coming at us. Pincher90. There you are, buddy. Here you are. Welcome. Welcome, Pincher. Thanks for being on Twitch. Thanks for being on chess.com. Thanks for being a gold member, right? That's like, you're sort of got your one toe in the door. You're not fully committed to this relationship yet, right? Maybe you just got out of a breakup before, wasn't sure, you thought she was the one, right? You thought it was the premium membership for you. So now you're kind of taking your time. You got that gold membership, you're not into the diamond membership just yet, but you think it's got potential. So we respect that. We respect that decision here on chess.com. We encourage you to take, be willing, you got to be able to hang it out there in love, right? You got to be able to put your love on the line, better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. It's not going to stop me from completely destroying you in any games you play, whether you're a diamond member or gold member. So at least you got that going for you, right? It's not going to change anything here. Whether you're a gold member or a diamond member, you're still going to lose really quickly on the H file in like 90% of the games you played. So that's really cool. Love it. But again, take that relationship to the next level and go get that diamond, buddy. The diamond, that's where the videos are at. Anyway, kidding. Here's what happened in this game. We played a Verisov, which is kind of just me being mean. Likely, after e6, the best thing for me to do would have been to play e4 and transpose back into a French, but I wanted to keep it a little bit weird. Here you have immediate, your best move is definitely d5. Transpose into a classical French. Again, a transposition, everybody, to speak the lingo, is a position you reach via the less commonly known move order, right? So this is a French opening, and after knight c3, knight f6, bishop g5, there's several moves in the classical. D takes e4, one of them. Bishop b4 is a move here, the McCutcheon. But bishop to e7, e5, this would have directly transposed to the move order we could have had in the game, which was reached via this way. C6, now you're inviting that, again, we have the Tom and Jerry special here, right? Weak dark squares, probably not a great decision. The only risky thing about how I played this is I did invite queen to b4 check, if you saw it. I was kind of in the middle of talking about taking our relationship to the next level at the time. But if you had played this check, I'm not sure what I would have done. would I have gone like kind of all out, see if I can, go to like sack town, like go here. Maybe you grab a second pawn and I just roll with it, just try to get developed and get castled. I know what you're thinking. Why not put the knight on d6 check? But I'm not sure that it really increases my advantage that much because look, if I play knight d6, okay, maybe it does, but if I play knight d6 check and he goes to f8, unless I see something concrete, I'm like, why move my knight from this pawn that he's attacking? Plus, if he castles short, as we saw in the game, he's just walking his king right into the position where I've got everything I want. Whenever you have a pawn on e5, that means there's no knight on f6, which means your chances of being successful with an attack on that side of the board just went way up, okay? So I was kind of aware of that in this game, sort of patiently put my pieces on squares where I just knew something magical might happen. And all these moves are fine, but they're not inherently challenging my biggest strength, which is the pawn chain here. You need to be playing moves like c5 to undermine this pawn, d6 if you could have done it, but it's not really possible. f6. f6 is probably your best move here. f6. At least with f6, despite the fact that you're still a little bit worse here, you've eliminated the immediate possibilities of getting checkmated on the king's side. And now you can get back to hopelessly developing your queen side. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, but this was a fun one, right? A fun one regarding the sack that eventually came to h7. This is something that happens all the time. You should be like, I've had this happen to me so many times. I've always said that good chess players are just that much more jaded because we've screwed up so many times. That it's almost like second nature when there's a pawn on e5 and I don't have my knight defending my king side, then I'm like constantly frightened that I might miss a sacrifice on e7. And you should be constantly frightened too. That's right. If you're learning one thing from a Bullet Brawl, be constantly frightened about life. Don't ever think that everybody isn't out to get to you. Everybody's trying to checkmate you. Pro tip. Right? That's a good way to live your life. Don't trust anybody. Everybody's here to hurt you. That kind of thing. All right. I know I got man versus shark. I got check me out. I got so many people on the Twitter sphere. Nimzo boy. But I've played some of you guys before. So let's look for some newbies. All right. I got some usernames. Oh, Master of Queen Sack. That's a Twitcher. That's a Twitcher or a Chess TVer. Welcome, Master of Queen Sack. Should I do it? Oh, I almost went Bullet Simal. If he hadn't moved there, I was going Bullet Simal. These guys know that I'm so impatient. Like the pro guys, like Dark Knight, the guy that, really, shamelessly took advantage of my pre-moving needs. The experts know if they wait just like a few more seconds, Danny's going to go ADD on this, right? He's going to go ADHD, not be able to sit there, and he's going to, he's going to try his hand in a Bullet Simal. So if this guy had waited like 5 more seconds, he would have gotten his wish. He would have gotten his wish, but I played that sack for a reason, right? But he missed it. Ooh, there we go. Now we go back. Now we got some fun on c1. White is almost in zugzwang already, right? Oh, let's just like keep the bind. Let's keep the bind. Going nowhere. Going nowhere fast. That's a take on c1, right? It's like, just take it here, right? Oh, wait, it's checkmate, love. No, it's not. Take here. Where's the mate? Where's the beef? I want a mate. A5 doesn't work. Go this way. There we go. There's the mate. That's what keeps the people happy. I should probably go get a title player. We haven't really had a single title player match again, we started off with that title player game today, if you've been here for the full hour. But that was a sort of an accidental turn of events. What happened in this game for Master of Queen Sack? Well, it's just a passive opening, buddy. It's a passive opening. And then if you're playing e4 after e3, that's not a recipe for success there. And the queen trade is, You're in a worse middle game where black's pieces also tend to develop with tempo in every move, right? Tempo because of the pin, I'm threatening knight d4. Tempo because I castle along with check. Knight d4, immediate threat. So this game started unraveling really from the opening. Your critical mistake was probably here. You need to unpin this bishop like yesterday and avoid f2 being a target. So I would have suggested king e1, guard f2, then play, try to unpin. Maybe the bishop comes to c3, bring the knight out. These would have been things that might have helped save the position. But as soon as I got the bishop to c5, combine that with threats on the d file, it was big trouble, little China. So okay, we got our first title player match of the day. DJ G Edwards has been patiently waiting for a track to explode on. Blah blah blah. While the world sleeps under my feet tonight, I'll be up here learning to fly. While the world sleeps under my feet tonight, chasing myself through the sky. Sure, it'll hurt, but it's worth every burn, 'cause one day you'll get home and it feels like I am always on the red eye. First pop culture. First person to name that song to me on Twitter gets a gold membership. Or who sings that song? While the world sleeps under my feet tonight, I'm chasing myself through the sky. I want to take here. I want to really, really punish this guy. I want to really, really punish this guy. I'm waiting for those tweeters to come at me. While the world sleeps under my feet tonight, chasing myself through the sky. That's a check. I saw it coming. While the world sleeps. I don't even need to premium. Why am I doing that? I'm up a ton of seconds. I haven't even crossed below a minute. Can I win this game without going below a minute? Wouldn't that be sweet? Let's see if I can do it. While the world sleeps. En passant. I hear the tweeters on my little laptop here, but I gotta focus because I don't want to. I want to see if I can win this one without going below a minute. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We got mate and bake coming. Let's get mate and bake. Ah, no. Darn it. Here we go. Bringing it in for the real thing. Oops, that was a blunder. I just blundered away this whole game, huh? That was not a good decision by me to blunder away this whole game. So much for winning this one without going below a minute, right? Ah, I did it. One on time. All right, let's play this guy again. I think he was a little distracted by the stream to start. We got to get one good title player battle today. No rematches for you. International Master DGJ Edwards. Let's go look for another title player then. We got to get somebody here. Somebody's got to be. All right, here we go. We got it. Who was the first? We got Andy Grammer, Aaron Williams. But aren't you already a premium member? All right, Andy Grammer. Okay, the first person to actually name it with the song was Martin Bowe. Martin Bowe, you were the first person to name artist and song. So that's nice. All right, what am I doing? I got 1-0 Bullet here against a 2300. I should probably pay attention, huh? 1-0 Bullet is always the spicier flavor, right? Always the spicier flavor here. While the world sleeps under my feet tonight, chasing myself through the sky. All right, this hasn't been good. This has been a This has been a slow descent into blowing my advantage. Let's increase your level of play, Danny. I want to get the rooks doubled, but he hasn't been very cooperative in that ambition of mine. Oh no. Oh man. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's increase our edge now. Love the bishop pair. Bishop pair love. Bishop pair love. Kind of like burpee love in CrossFit, right? Burpee love. Bishop pair love. What's that about? I don't even know. I blew this. Oh wow, I almost blundered away the whole thing. Am I gonna lose on time? I could. Wow, that was frustrating. That was frustrating. How did that happen? I don't even know how that happened, but I'm irritated about it. Irritated. All right. An edge has been achieved for black. An edge with the bishop pair. No, thank you. Whoa, that was weird. That was exceptionally weird what just happened there. That was a bad decision by me. Why did I give up that dominant bishop on e4? I don't know. Now I have to worry about b7 in every line, right? Shouldn't be too hard from here on out. Yeah. You hear it. You don't need to see it. Let's see if I can win the best of 5. You hear the bell. You don't need to see it. You get it. All right. We all get it, Danny. You rang the bell. Nobody even likes you, Danny, when you ring the bell. Ooh, this is better. We will be happy when they take with the b pawn. Kind of prevent him from castling short. Go after the bishop pair this way. See if we can get c5. That's a piece. We want c5, but we also, now that we're up a piece, we should probably just simplify the whole thing, right? Simplification, everybody. Oh, I just missed checkmate. Last move. But he missed it the second time. That is sweet. That's worthy of a visual bell ring. I saw it right after I played King G2. All right. Haven't won the best of 5 yet. What I need to do is get me like a 2,500. See if I can find somebody I can really gain some rating points from. Winning these games isn't doing a lot for my rating, and let's be honest. Danny's pretty selfish. I'm a pretty selfish guy, right? Or so I've been told. Queen trade? Would you like a queen trade? No? Okay. Oh, I should have played bishop to c4. Be very careful here, actually. This is a bit of a dangerous little position. Yeah, I like what he's doing. I like it a lot, yeah? And I'm down on time. Gotta be careful. Kick him out of the house. Kick him out of the house. Get out of here. Get out of here. There we go. Let's get that initiative going. Let's hop on the D file here. Oh, blundered that. That was a very nice little trick by him. Boom. All right. That was sloppy, right? Not a great way to end the Bullet Brawl, but we did get one sort of match win. He's not a title player. Not my best chess today, overall. I know what you're thinking. Everybody's like, hey, we waited all game, all day to see if you would play me. But you know what? We run out of time. This is an hour-long show. This is an hour-long spectacle, okay? It's one man, one desire, one chance at redemption. I'm just going to call out the people by name who I know I neglected, trying to get one title player battle before we need to wrap this thing up. We got FREI, is that Frey? We got MJ12 Trooper, Martin Bowe, Andre Machado, Jacob Johnson. You guys all won the pop culture thing. Why don't we give a gold membership to everybody? Y'all get a gold membership. Not everybody watching the show. I meant all three of those people that won the pop culture thing. So Aaron Williams, Jacob Johnson, Andre Machado, and Martin Bowe. You guys all get a gold membership if you don't already have a premium membership. You're welcome. I'm feeling Oprah today. Just love Oprah, you know. We got everybody else too. We got Check Me Out. I know Mana V Shark. Nimzo Bo. You guys were all great. Thanks for sticking around. Kamal TM. Everybody who I didn't get to, I apologize for not bringing you into the show. But thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Got to wrap it up. I would actually keep going because I'm in one of those moods today, but got to take the kiddos somewhere. I didn't realize we were already past 3, so duty calls. And all right, rock and roll. Take that relationship to the next level. Get that premium membership. You won't regret it. All right, I'm somebody you can bring home to mom. Even during my no shave November phase, she's into it. All right, everybody. Peace out.